Very next speaker is Mr. Bharat Dhimate. Mr. Dhimate has core experience in product design and production engineering. He has served in various responsible managerial and executive roles in a stellar career spanning 35 years. During this, he worked on drafting board to laptops, 2D microstations to 3D workstations, moped to trucks, prototyping documents to developing company standards. He played a key role in development of kinetic mopeds and motorcycles, LML scooters, Ashok Leyland HCV cabin and Pinnacle cardiac ambulance. Currently, he is working as a DGM of vehicle design with Matter Motor Works. He is passionate to develop young engineers. During his career, he has guided and motivated many of them for working with OEMs, MNCs in India as well as abroad. I would request Mr. Dhimate now to talk about the design for manufacturing and assembly.
Yes, good afternoon, all my young friends. And now it seems that you're getting bored because you have already had 3-4 sessions. And this is something interesting. I feel that you may find it because this is something, a new software, which is currently not widely used in India, but all over the world it is being used by more than 900 companies all over the world. So I'm going to introduce you that software today, and which is very much useful, which is not available on the Google. Means whatever information and inputs are there in the software, those you may not get on Google. But the thing is that if you get acquainted with this software, it will make you very much successful in your entrepreneurship, or if somebody wants to opt for a job in the industry, this is going to be a very much useful tool, which is now it is started by using by Mahindras and Tatas. Then in Pune, Eaton have started using this software. So this is very good tool for you to learn the things of doing cost-effective designs. Okay, let us go through this software. First of all, we have to understand what is design. Means the role of the design in the product life cycle. Rightly, Dr. Kute has explained you about conceptualization of the product. Means decision makers are the entrepreneurs or stakeholders. Those are conceptualize the design of the product, and market researchers give the inputs to the to designer. Okay. Design means the designer is responsible for many things, like the product, whatever conceptualized by the stakeholders. He has to take care of that product like a parent. So he has to take care of all the material cost to the purchase, and process engineering costs, so that the process, whatever going to be selected, will be cost effective. Then he has to take care of the productivity to the production department, so that whatever design he's going to design it or make it, so that it should be production worthy, as well as it should be quality, and test worthiness is required from the user perspective point of view. Then it must be packaged properly, it must be transported with cost effectiveness, it must be sold to the market, and whatever training to the service and maintenance, it should be a serviceable product. He has to take consideration of all the aspects of servicing also. initial design, and customer feedback on the usage or improvements required from the user point of view, that is also required. So this is the role of the design in the product life cycle of the product. This thing. So this software, DFMA, is developed by Boothroyd Divorce Incorporated in 1980s. It was released in the market in 1983 in US. And they hold the copyright of this DFMA. And market leader, nearly 3 decades, helped in industrial research and user feedback. Software, I already told you that this software is being used by 900 industrial corporations all over the world. Okay? And what is DFMA? DFMA is a quantifiable method to identify unnecessary individual parts in assembly and determines assembly time and cost. Guidance in selection of material and processes. Okay? Next is, what is concept design? Means design for assembly. So it's a systematic approach of simplifying product structure, then quantify parts and assembly costs, improving quality, reducing part count and assembly. Then design for manufacturing is, what is manufacturing? It consists of various processes, various materials. So this software helps in guiding you for selection of materials and processes according to the product requirement. So that I will explain you in the latest slides how it helps in selecting materials as well as processes, and it works out the per piece cost also. Tooling cost also it works out. So DFMA design process and conventional design process helps in reducing concept design cost, design changes, initial design and data dissemination. These are the things, it reduces almost 40% time in the product development process. Okay, early decisions have the largest impact on the success of the product. So DFMA, if you do at the design stage itself, means if you work out all the related information in the design stage itself, it reduces all the time what you could see. This is the greatest time we lose in the conventional process. This time gets reduced. Any questions you can ask in between also. So we'll go to the DFA design for assembly steps. Okay. Define the product structure. Then answer the DFA questions. This software asks you so many questions. You have to answer those questions. Based on that, it works out the information you require on the product. Generate assembly time and cost, generate theoretical minimum part count, use output to brainstorm redesign ideas. This is very much interesting. Then quantify improvements in redesigning. So how DFA analysis steps work? Define product structure. Okay, so we'll go to this. This is the interface of the software, wherein you will find that the product structure is on this side. This is the product structure, means how it is a base, bushing, then press fitting, motor, etc., etc. Like this is the structure of the product, means so whole bill of material is there. Then this is the assembly input descriptions are there. And this is the result area where you can find the whatever inputs you give, the results you can see over here. Not working. Some problem. This side, that side. Okay, sorry for the little interruption on this. Okay, this is where the product structure, what elements are there, parts, sub-assembly, unanalyzed sub-assembly, operations, DFM, etc. Those are the things coming under this product structure. Then on context help is there in the software. Then these are the DFA questions, means what is the item description, then item weight it will ask, then envelope shape and dimensions it will ask, and you have to give the inputs based on the menu provided. Then item function is there, whether it's a fastener or a connector or whatever it may be. And then different methods of connections are explained in this area. Securing processes, which takes care of all the manufacturing processes while calculating the cost of the product. Okay, then this is the item weight inputs, like options are there that we have to give. Then item dimensions inputs, you have to give the envelope dimensions it asks. Then the minimum part criteria is there, theoretical necessary and candidate for elimination. Then the minimum part criteria, factors which affects the handling. Handling is one of the area which is very much essential in the assembly as well as in the time involved in manufacturing the product. And the handling difficulties, then insertion difficulties. This is all the things have been derived in the software itself. Based on the questions it asks, it works out the time required as well as the cost required for those things. Securing process is also important. And this is the product worksheet which gives you the whole idea of total cost for each and every component manufacturing as well as assembly of the product. Then suggestions for redesigning. So based on the volumes or product target cost, we can work out the redesigning areas where software suggests us for redesigning the product. From this you can see these are the number of parts involved in a motor assembly. After DFMA, this is the number of parts reduced to this. After the brainstorming of the product. Let's see. And this is a DFA report overview where you can generate various reports based on the requirement of your standard formats and all. And these are the analysis tools where you can generate. Then database and library features are there in the DFMA. So these are the libraries: operation library, materials library, machine library, process, primary process and manufacturing profiles, results, graphs, and reports. And even you can import the CAD data in the software. So based on the CAD data 3D model, it will calculate the volumes, weights, etc. And you can even calculate the tooling requirement also based on that DFMA data. This is the operation library. Means turning, whatever machining operations are there, all those are covered in this library. So those are to be given as an input based on your product. Operations library, even this not sub okay. So we were here. This is operations library where you can even detailed operations of PCB, means printed circuit board assembly also, it gets covered. The detailed operations of all the operations being carried out on a PCB, those are covered in the software. And this is the materials library. Based on the material what and alloy requirement, you can select the manufacturing process also, means whether it is for this, for example, this is a copper alloy, generic alloy. Based on this, it's a cold chamber die casting or industrial casting or sand casting, or going for powder metallurgy or hot forging or machining or sheet metal working. So you can select the process, and accordingly all the other aspects of the process are automatically come over here based on the library input, so that you did not have to give any consider, means all the things are stored in the database and you can recall according to your requirement. Okay, this is a machine library. So you can see these are the machines, even VMC. So you can see this is VMC, generic CNC center, or whatever manufacturers are there. And even whatever database and libraries are there, those can be customized according to your requirement. So you can put the inputs of your own machines and all, so that you can calculate the cost. And these are the processes: straight metal stamping, then die casting, extrusion, forging, injection molding, investment casting, machining. All those things are covered in this software, so that you can really select the process according to the, your production volume requirements or target production requirement. These are the databases available in the software currently. And for India, a company in Chennai is creating a database based on the Indian manufacturers and users. They are taking inputs from big industries. These are the results area where you can get executive summary, cost breakdown, total cost versus life volume, cost totals in bar charts, cost totals stacked bar chart, etc. So these are the things, and you can get formats as you wish, like Excel, HTML, or whatever other formats you require to present it to the management also. This is a CAD import option where you can import the CAD model itself, so that you can do the costing at the design stage itself, so that it becomes easy for you to take a call on your design. So, okay. We've already covered operations library. Okay, this is a wire harness example. So you can even from the wire cable operations, lay cable operation, dress the wire, connector and fastening. So these are the things which gets covered in the software itself. So this software is in the industry for consumer products, office equipment, automotive, industrial, telecom, medical, and defense also. This is a small example of design for no assembly. So this is a simple hole making punch on paper, which can be developed without making an assembly. So this, you can see, this is a single integrated part, which can be converted with through brainstorming sessions. In similar products, you can develop through this various questions the software asks. Based on that, you can work out similar product like this. A single paper punch can be monitored. If you look at this product, this is made out of so many parts. This is the bracket, then the rivets, the base, the cover, then the small one, there is a spring under it and all. So all these things can be eliminated and you can reduce the cost of the product. And this is the DFMA support areas, means it supports in the analysis of current design. Whatever current design you have, you can really analyze whether it is really cost effective or not. You can go for VAVE analysis of the current product. Then identification of problem areas where you are facing problem areas from the cost, quality wise or cost wise. You can identify those areas and reduce the cost as well as the problems. Then redesign of, then DFA analysis of possible solutions, then selection of reporting of solution, then development of new products, re-engineering of the existing products, benchmarking competitors' products, accurate cost estimates, quick assembly time estimates, design trade-offs, decision making. These are the things you can do with this software. And these are the advantages of DFMA: systematic procedure to quantify assembly and manufacturing, encourages current engineering, build team consensus, reduces product cost, speed time to market, improve product quality. And you can find more information on this software through this YouTube. You can see the live demo of the software and case studies and all those things. In fact, some of the institutions have already bought this software for training engineers like you, as well as some of the universities have started a specific program on DFMA also. Okay. Thank you very much. If any questions, you can ask.
If there are any questions for Mr. Dhimate or anyone else here. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Address.
So, Dr. Kotecha was going to address us, but he was called by the registrar's office and had to leave. So, I think we'll have to skip his talk. But basically, he was going to tell you about what we do at the Symbiosis Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. I'll let Himani introduce me.